everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Cocoa Vanilla Studio. I have gone back into the archives and I'm using the Legendary collection, which is one of the boy ones from a few years ago. I have already cut or drawn around a big circle template to cut this big circle in the green stripes. Sorry for the flashing on the video. It's sometimes when it saves it buffers. And it causes the screen to flash, but it will settle down very soon, hopefully. So I've already used the circle template to cut out this big circle or draw around this big circle and then cut it out. And I've done the same on a darker piece of wood grain paper as well. And I'm going to layer the two together. So this photo that I want to scrap today is my son in the middle of a forest, well, woods, and he was covered in mud. He had the time of his life running around at the local farm, and that was one of the photos I took that day. So I wanted to use the green colours, and I wanted to use the dark wood grain because we're obviously in the woods, so that was brilliant, brilliant colours. I thought I would go through these titles. I have a whole pack of these titles that I didn't use. Find what would work. So I went for adventure, and I thought somehow I could incorporate that. I wasn't quite sure how. I like the diagonal lines on the circle, and I wasn't quite sure where to go with it. I was thinking that it might look quite nice where it is there, and then I came up with the idea of cutting off part of the circle. So we'll see how that goes. I also really like this this kind of subtitle, if you like, or phrase from the cut apart sheet, which says "Stay weird, stay wonderful." I've fussy cut that out and plan to use that on the layout somewhere as well. And so then I had the thought of I could cut along one of those diagonal lines of the green, and then in the end I decided to cut the brown to match as well. It kind of all looks like it's sliced off, and then my title will sit in that missing piece. So I've distressed the edges of both of these circles, and now I'm just raising the green one up on foam pads with the brown one behind, and then I'm just going to trim off that brown section as well, so I have this kind of sliced off circle, and then my title is going to sit in that gap or along that line. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. It's a little bit different for me, and not a type of layout or shape that I've done before, which is rare because I've scrapbooked everything in every way. I feel that way anyway. So it's nice to come up with something slightly different. So just layered a journaling card behind my photo, and then I'm going to add a frame as well. I just played with the idea of adding stars. I'd cut out some cut file stars in white, which I thought might work, and they probably would have done, to be fair. I quite like that looking at it now, but at the time I decided not to use it. I've just brought in that frame behind the photo. It's a wood grain frame. It's from the ephemera pack, and it matches the wood grain that is in the circle behind the green circle. So that all ties in really nicely. And then it was just a case of going through the ephemera and picking out some other bits and pieces. Now, there wasn't much green left, so I didn't have many green embellishments other than that flare badge that says "Let's go," and everything else pretty much was blue tones, and some orange bits as well. But I wanted green for this layout. So, but I couldn't be too choosy because I didn't have very much of this collection left, although there's a whole pack of some things. So I just thought that I would bring in a bit more green by using an ink pad. So it's one of the Distress Oxides, and I'm just putting a bit of a glow behind the bottom left corner of the photo and the embellishments that are going to sit there, just with an ink applicator tool. So it's not through a stencil or anything like that. It's just a little area of green, and it was just because I felt like I needed to bring in a bit more of the green colour onto the layout. And the layout, or the background of the layout, is obviously just plain white. That just added a bit of extra interest to that area as well. Okay, so just going to get everything stuck down. So my big circle can be stuck down, my photo can be stuck down, and then my title as well. Everything's pretty much everything is raised on foam pads, yeah, so it's all kind of coming along. And just need to get some stars arranged and some other little bits and pieces too. Okay, so skip forward slightly there, and I've got all my stars in place and just adding some enamel dots. Everything is stuck in place now, stuck down, so I can just finish off adding all the little kind of finishing touches really. So just some clusters of enamel dots here and there, just a few down by the bottom cluster, and then a couple diagonally opposite, because I've got a whole diagonal theme going on here. I've got the diagonal stripes, I've got the diagonal title, the diagonal subtitle, and even the diagonal grain in the wood is the same orientation. So I don't know if you noticed that on the wood grain behind, the circle behind, that's the same. The stripes match the diagonal angle of the green stripes, and on the chipboard, on the frame behind the photo as well, that's also aligned so that all the grain goes in the same direction. It just helps to bring it all together and give it some flow. So, you know, those are the kind of subtle little things that a new scrapbooker might not notice or might not think to do, but actually once you've done it lots and lots of times, they're the sort of things that help the layout all kind of come together and flow well. So yeah, just a little tip there. I don't know if it will help anyone. I've got some arrows there, again following the same diagonal lines, and I've added some phrase stickers from the Accessory Stickers, again on the same diagonal lines too. So I've got Wild Thing and Crazy Kid. Now, not everything is in the same diagonal, because I've got my Let's Go badge and the Certified Legend rosette. They're not on the diagonal, they're just sitting on the corner. Sorry about the flashing. But I've done my journaling in the same diagonal lines as well, and added another phrase sticker down there that says Go Your Own Way. And I'm adding my splatters on the diagonal too, or opposite diagonals anyway. So yeah, there we go, all done. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the layout come together. I really, really did enjoy making it. It was really fun to use Legendary again. I can't believe how I found some in my daughter's stash. So it was nice to dig into some different stash. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the layout. Yeah, that was Niki Rowland for Cocoa Vanilla Studio.